Hey everyone, Leticia here. Hope your week is going amazing so far. I hope you can hear me. I'm using a new microphone. If you're watching this live, can you let me know if you can hear me? I would appreciate it. Okay. Uh, anyway, my friends, some of you, those of you who watch me on Facebook or who follow me on Facebook, would have seen that I had a little incident last week involving the ceiling fan at my place, and that's the reason I'm wearing these fancy glasses because one of my eyes is still affected. But my vision is fine, but it's just my eye is well, anyway, not looking so pretty. So anyway, my friends, thanks for those of you who are joining live and those of you who may be watching this after the fact. And as mentioned, I am recovering well from my little ceiling fan incident. I had to get stitches done, but I'm okay. I'm recovering well thanks to those of you who inquired how I was doing. So, without further ado, my friends, I want to tell you today about an exciting new project coming to Playa del Carmen, and it's coming to my neck of the woods. Um, if you've been to Playa del Carmen, you may have heard of the Sasilha neighborhood. And then just going into the north of Playa del Carmen, we have the developing up and coming Colosio neighborhood. Now, this is all in the walkable part of Playa, my friends. This is within a few blocks of the ocean, super walkable. We have lots of little grocery stores nearby. Definitely a beautiful lifestyle, my friends. So, and again, I do apologize for the glasses. I don't wear glasses indoors, but thanks for bearing with me here, my friends. Okay, let me just bring up the project details and I'm gonna share my screen. Give me 1 second, mis amigos. Yeah, and often I get questions about, budget friendly. Is there anything in the 100 to 150K price range in Playa? And in certain neighborhoods that we do occasionally get projects like this, and you know what, this is actually a project I can get behind, and I'll tell you why in a second, okay? Because well, I can start by telling you that this developer already has a completed project in the same neighborhood, in the Tranquil and the Fifth Avenue. How do I share? Okay, permítanme, give me 1 second, mis amigos. I'm going to share my screen. Yes, we're going to share everything. No, not everything. All right, all right. Allow. All right. Um, yeah. So, my friends, the project is called Xca. The X in the Mayan language and in Mexico in general is pronounced like a, well, actually, in Mexico it's pronounced like a h, but in this case, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced like a sh, like a Xca. And don't ask me what it means. It sounds like that snake, but no, I don't know why. It just sounds really cool. Anyway, my friends, as I mentioned to you, this developer already has a completed building in the Tranquil and the Fifth Avenue. So if you have been to Playa del Carmen, once you pass Avenida CTM, that's where we are in the Colosio neighborhood. Let me see if I can make this bigger, my friends. Okay. Yeah. So at the corner of Calle 58 with Fifth Avenue, this is, the world famous Fifth Avenue. Once you cross Avenida CTM, Fifth Avenue turns into a jogging trail, exercising trail. People go walking their dogs, people go rollerblading. It's very beautiful. And right here, as you may know, we have quite a good area of protected jungle land. Okay. So any buildings that are in this area are going to have a pretty privileged view. Now, the developer has a boutique building that is right behind, if you guys know, the Moon Hub building, where recently this lovely coffee shop just opened. It's on the corner here. Right behind that building is the Shka One building. Now that was completed, I want to say sometime last year. Currently, there is only one unit left for sale in there, and it's a resale ground floor unit. But if any of you are curious to see kind of finishings and style of building that this developer develops or delivers, you are welcome to get in touch with me and we can book an appointment and see that unit, okay? And perhaps some of you may even be interested in buying a move-in ready unit. Now, 2 blocks inland from there, my friends, at the corner of Avenida 15 with the same street, Calle 58, is the location of the new Shka 2 building, okay? And this building, I believe they were breaking ground this week. In any case, it's if they haven't already, it's coming very soon. The delivery for this building is November of 2024, so not too far into the future, about a year and a half into the future. Let's have a closer look, my friends. And again, thanks to those of you who are tuning in either live or watching this after the fact. This is going to be a 7-story building. So more and more now in Playa, it used to be that you could do up to 6 floors plus the rooftop. We're seeing more and more 7-story buildings. Okay, now let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that includes the ground floor, and on the ground floor we're gonna have the parking. Okay, now this building does come with an elevator, so it's a very modern new building, my friends. It's gonna have an infinity pool with ocean views, of course. Well, I say of course, it's only, of course, if you are this close to the ocean, okay? Because the further inland you move, you may not necessarily get ocean views. What's nice about this building is that some of the units themselves are going to have partial ocean views. And I actually do have a video that shows the views from each unit, and I would be happy from each floor. I don't want to play it because it has an audio attached to it, and if I play it, I'm going to get a copyright strike, and I'm tired of that, okay, on YouTube. Those of you who are watching this on YouTube. Okay, we're going to have grill area, very important for our Canadian and American friends. Rooftop bar, lobby. Obviously, there's going to be security on site and a yoga area. Now, this is a boutique building, my friends, only 24 units. So you're not going to get the, large gyms or the amenities that you may get in much larger buildings, but you're also getting a much more reasonable entry level price. Okay, so and what's also super nice about this building, mis amigos, is that the units are delivered fully furnished. So pretty much similar to what you have, what you see here. I actually have a list of everything that comes included in each unit. They even include things like wine glasses, if you can imagine that. So they haven't forgotten anything. That means turnkey. And by the way, when you're shopping for a condo in Playa, especially if you're looking for a pre-construction unit, you may find developers use terms such as equipped or furnished or turnkey. Turnkey is the highest standard of delivery. Turnkey means that literally the unit is move-in ready, it's rentable ready. Furnished means that it's delivered with the furniture, but you still need to bring your own decor touches to the building, to the unit. You're going to be responsible to buy the sheets and so on. And then equipped simply means that the unit typically will come with all the kitchen appliances, may or may not include the fridge. So you have to really read the list when you see that a unit is delivered equipped. Now, I think the reason they're delivering these units fully furnished and equipped, and in fact turnkey, is that they know that this building is in a very walkable, tourist-friendly neighborhood in Playa. Now, the Colosio neighborhood, it is still a developing neighborhood. However, meaning that you're still going to find some of the older original structures in addition to these brand new condo units, buildings. But I'm very comfortable with this location because it is super close to Avenida CTM, where we have multiple little grocery stores. It's super walkable. You're not going way far into like the least developed end of the Colosio neighborhood. Okay, and here again, more renders. I'm gonna show you guys. Um, Again, 24/7 security. Literally, you can move in. Oh, and another nice feature, they're gonna have solar panels on the rooftop, which is a nice feature. This will help the owners save on the common area electricity bills in the future. Okay, that's about that. Again, more views of the rooftop. Yes, I could get used to this. The yoga zone. Nice to have yoga on the rooftop overlooking the ocean. More renders. Okay. Now, what types of units are delivered in this building, my friends? We have mostly studios, and then we have these one-bedroom units, which are actually full one-bedrooms, meaning that there is a separation with a wall and a door between the bedroom and the living area. Okay. They're not very large units. These are okay for 1 or 2 people for sure, and that's generally the clientele that has been coming to this area. We have a large and increasing number of digital nomads coming to the Riviera Maya, who are either singles or couples. Obviously, we also have families coming and even moving to this area. Obviously, there are units to accommodate those, the larger numbers of guests, but by and large, the average clientele are couples, digital nomad couples and singles coming to this area. So some of the studio units will have direct or partial ocean views. The one bedrooms are located facing onto Kaya 58, but the higher up you go, you would have ocean views, at least from the balcony. There is a balcony. I'm going to show you guys a little bit the inventory. So this building, it literally just launched about, I want to say 2 weeks ago, not even, okay? So we are still in the very early pre-construction phase, which means quite a few units are still available. And the entry price points, I'm going to just make this as large as I can. Obviously, the prices are given in pesos. And right now, both the American and the Canadian dollar are not as strong as the peso. I mean, I don't know. Well, meaning that the peso has actually gotten stronger compared to its historical relationship to those two currencies. But, these are very attractive entry level prices, my friend. So to give you an idea, even if we look at the sixth floor units, which would obviously be the most attractive. So here we have literally, this would be one of the corner unit studios, which would have an ocean view from the unit. And if I go into my xc.com, 2.650, okay, 2.650, what's that? Obviously, if the exchange rate improves, your purchase power. So that would be about the top price in the building. And if a client is in a position to do, where was I for the inventory? If a client is in a position to put down a larger down payment, so for example, if you put down a 50% down payment. Oh yeah, so how it works with pre-construction, my friends, you may have heard me speak about this. Usually you're looking at a 30% minimum down payment to be able to get into a unit, but you don't have to pay that right away. Essentially, if you wanted to just reserve a unit, take it out from inventory, you can do that with a refundable $5,000 US deposit, and that's refundable for 2 weeks. If after 2 weeks you decided, no, I do want to move forward, uh, better put, yes, I do want to move forward. In that case, as the buyer, you would be expected to complete up to either minimum of 30%. But if you're in a position to do a larger down payment, as you can see, my friends, with an 80% down payment, you could qualify for as high as an 8% discount off these already very attractive prices. So, very attractive project. And again, what gives me comfort in this case is that this is not these developers' first project. In fact, I do have a list of some of their other completed projects. And yeah, and the one bedroom units, because they're not larger in size, they're actually very reasonably priced as well. It's just a different floor plan. And again, they wouldn't have direct ocean views, but I mean, the location is still super close. So look, this is the sixth floor unit, 2.5 million pesos, and that's without the extra discount. So, what's that, 2.5, something like that. Again, one 140K for a small but fully furnished, equipped one bedroom unit 3 blocks away from the ocean. I mean, it's pretty freaking awesome if you ask me. So with that said, let me go back to the inventory. So yeah, let me see if I can show you guys the floor plans, or rather the location of the units, if you can see anything. I can't see much with my dark sunglasses. Anyway, so this would be what I do like about this building in particular. It is on a corner lot, so by virtue of that, I like the positioning of the units. Um, I'm sure you've been to Playa and you've seen buildings that have units facing the back. That's often the case, and that makes me kind of nervous because we know there is a lot of development going on in Playa, and when you have back-facing units, your views are not necessarily guaranteed. Somebody may go and build another building right there, and there goes your view. Whereas this building, because of being located on a corner, all your views are guaranteed. Whether you're buying any of these units, the views are guaranteed. Okay. Now, currently, we have again a combination of newer and older style Mexican homes in this neighborhood. Uh, if anything is going to change, is that you're going to get newer, beautiful buildings, maybe across the street or diagonally across the street. Okay. So yeah, we can even see the prices, and you can see only a handful of the units have been reserved because it is so early in the pre-construction process, and that is a good time to be to get in the game, my friends, when we're early in the pre-construction process. And in terms of the payment plans, okay, yeah. So I was telling you about the reservation. Now, if you're watching this from somewhere overseas in the US or in Canada, and you're wondering, well, do I have to come to Mexico to get my hands on one of these? No, you don't. Because this is a pre-construction project, the steps that I shared with you, meaning making the reservation, even up to making the down payment, these can be done remotely. At the time of making the down payment or prior to making the down payment, both you and the developer sign what's known as a promise to purchase agreement. This is a legal document that commits both parties. This can be done remotely via DocuSign. You don't need to be physically in Mexico for this, okay? The only time you actually need to be physically in Mexico is for the signing of the escritura, the signing of the ownership paper. This would happen sometime, in the case of this building, sometime after the end of November of 2024. Typically, what happens is when the building is in the final stages of construction, the developer applies for what's known as the condo regimen, okay? Meaning they applied to condo minimize the building. Essentially, there was only one property title, and now it's going to become many individual property titles. Only once the building has the condo regime, you can go ahead and go and sign the final ownership. Now, most developers, in this case, they will by paying. Now the building may already be ready, and maybe the developer is still waiting for the condo regime, and that may take 3 to 6 months from the time they've applied. With paying off the condo, you can already take possession, start enjoying your unit while both you and the developer wait for the condo regime. And this is a typical standard process here in Mexico, and it is my understanding it works the same way in places like Canada, the US, and so on. So if I forgot again to share my contact info, Dios mío, okay. Somebody said you should always put your contact info at the beginning and at the end. Well, my friends, sorry about that. I should have had that ready. You can reach out to me, but I did put it in the description of the video on YouTube, and you can reach out to me at info@freedomplaya.com. And hopefully within a week, I will be back to normal with my looks, and you'll be able to see my pretty eyes. Ha ha ha. I'm not shopping for compliments. I'm good. Okay. The joy of live webinars. My friends, thanks for tuning in. Um, Again, if you are curious to see their existing building in Playa, you want to get a tour of that if you happen to be in Playa or the area, you want to check out their existing project. They have another project in Tulum called Solemn. That one is also completed. Reach out to me, info@freedomplaya.com. And again, I'll also have my WhatsApp info in the comments and in the description of the video on YouTube. So feel free to reach out. Thank you, mis amigos. Have a wonderful rest of your week. See you soon. Okay. Blessings.